This is your Deepwater Horizon weather update for July 8th. Right now we're looking at a satellite imagery from Wednesday afternoon, and you can see that much of this oil is away from the Florida coastline, and according to GIS analysis it is approximately 71 miles away. So that's a pretty good number. Hopefully we'll be able to stick around that number for a couple of days. And as for our weather today, we are looking at a pretty strong high pressure system that is across the northern central Gulf. And this high pressure system is pulling down some pretty dry air across the region. This is also tropical depression number 2 that I'm going to talk about later. And this is an upper level low pressure system, not tropical at all, nothing to worry about. And with that very dry high pressure, we are expected to see very low chances of rain. Things should be very clear in the atmosphere on Thursday and Friday. But rain chances are going to be back into the rise on Saturday due to some moisture increasing across the region. And today, due to some of that dry air, we are under a red flag warning across interior portions of the Florida Big Bend and Eastern Panhandle. And this mainly means that any wildfires in the area may be able to spread, although our winds are expected to be very light, so we're not expecting a large-scale fire threat. And due to a lot of that moisture depleted in the atmosphere, our heat indices are actually a little bit lower today, near 100, 102, 103 in the western panhandle. But because some of that moisture is going to be back into the forecast, we're expecting heat indices a little bit higher tomorrow, possibly even up to 106 in portions of the western panhandle, but near 102 across the Florida Big Bend. Our early morning winds are going to be coming from the east today, but later on, as this cold front nears the southeastern United States, our winds are going to be shifting to the north later on today. And as this cold front nears, we are going to see southwesterly flow through the next couple of days. So that's what we can expect Friday and Saturday, mostly light to moderate flow. And this is going to continue all the way through Thursday. And even though this flow is pretty light and should not cause any problems for any operations that we need to do across the northern central Gulf, because it is going to be coming from the southwest, portions of the oil plume may begin to drift back towards the Florida Panhandle. And as for our waves and seas offshore, we can expect them to be around 2 to 3 feet today, becoming 1 to 3 feet tomorrow as tropical depression number 2 weakens and heads back to the west. And as for our nearshore forecast today, the Florida Panhandle is actually out of the uncertainty boundaries, but you can see that portions of this oil plume are going to be drifting slightly back to the east due to this southwesterly wind flow. So we will watch this, however, we're not expected to receive impacts in the near future. And as for the loop current ring, it does remain very detached from the Florida Straits, so we are not expecting any oil impacts across the Florida Keys or any other portion of the Florida Peninsula within the near future. It is day 38 of the 2010 hurricane season, and right now the only system we are monitoring is Tropical Depression 2 that actually already did make landfall in southern Texas this morning. This is an infrared satellite imagery of the system, and you can see that it is fairly weak, only made landfall at approximately 35 miles per hour, and not expected to strengthen into a tropical storm because it is has already made landfall. So it will continue to track across southern Texas. However, the main threat at this time is really only heavy rainfall of 6 to 8 inches across the region. For more information on the Deepwater Horizon response or for your local weather updates, you can keep checking back here at floridadisaster.org.